Hi guys, and welcome to another video from TCM Education. In this one we want to discuss a super important topic for day traders, which is the help that the stock gets from fundamental news. Sometimes there are no earnings, meaning we are trading every 3 months an earnings season. The first 6 to 7 weeks are loaded with earnings. Then the number of stocks reporting earnings is dwindling down, and then we're getting into the doldrums, which is the third month of every quarter. In this case it's now June. So by the beginning to mid-July, the next earnings season will kick in again. Now, what can you do? It's not like we're going to stop trading and wait for the next earnings season. There's always something going on in the background. Now, we discussed the lists where you can pick stocks based on a very simple criteria. I'm not going to go over it again. Just want to discuss out of the list that points to stocks that are above $15, that have great volume, and the intraday range is above 5%. Again, I'm going to explain it again. What does it mean? If a stock price is 100, the intraday range is more than $5. So if the stock is $10, the intraday range is more than 50 cents. Why is it important? Because you cannot make money if there's no range, meaning there's no wind, so you cannot sail. In our case, no movement leads to impossible to trade. I mean, you can trade, but the stock is not going anywhere because there's no range. And that means that there is no reason for institutional investors to buy or retail traders to get involved. So there's no pickup in volume, and the result is not a positive one for day traders. We want, as day traders, to join mainly institutional traders that are looking for long term. They also bring in volume. They know why they are buying, as opposed to us that we are sometimes buying because of a technical setup, just because we encountered the stock on the gainers losers list, or somebody told us that it's a rumor or whatever. This is not. It doesn't work like this when institutional traders are putting many millions, sometimes more than that, to work in a position. So let's see 3 examples from Monday, June 16. Okay. 3 examples of stocks that delivered very good intraday moves based on mainly news. And what type of news? Obviously positive news, but those are not news that are available most of the time in the pre-market. They're coming in as Yahoo Finance, or the source of this type of news, is gathering them. And of course you cannot as a trader look for news. You need to trade, and first of all you need to locate the opportunity, then locate the entry point, and then trade. And then if you have time, you can look at the reason. So now, being that this is after the markets are closed, now this is the analysis. Let's look at 3 stocks and see why it happened first. That's important, and where you as a day trader will enter the trade if you find an entry point, and if you're even looking at the stock. So there are so many factors, and the timing where you're looking at the stock. So the and another big and super important factor is a stock can be up 50%, but then it's moving sideways all day. So a stock can be up 4%, and then it's moving up all day and gathers another 4 or 6% or whatever, and then you know that you can have a trade that's profitable. If the stock is up 50% and then starts moving sideways all day, you know that you're not going to make money, or most likely you're not going to make money. Although I'm exaggerating, a 50% mover almost 100% of the time will give you an opportunity. Is it going to be an easy opportunity? Of course you can lose money. So an opportunity doesn't mean opportunity to make money. There are also opportunities to lose money. Okay, so without further ado, let's go into these 3 examples. MGM is actually, I don't want to say on everybody's watch list, but we have so many stocks that MGM is not really on our watch list. So what happened yesterday in MGM? And I'm reading from Yahoo Finance again. This is from Yahoo Finance. Nate Wolf from I don't know if he is from Yahoo Finance or from Barron's. I think he's from Barron's, but it was posted at 9:14 p.m. And of course, there are so many news sources. The only way to gather all of them is at Yahoo Finance. Maybe there are other news aggregators as well. So the headline is shares of MGM Resorts International spiked Monday after BetMGM, the US sports betting and gaming venture owned jointly by MGM and another company, raised its fiscal year guidance. Okay, so that's positive, meaning more profits are coming in from gamblers. Obviously, that's a good thing for for MGM. And now this is the chart, and you have to ask yourself, okay, let's see. You're not going to trade the chart in the morning. You're figuring out at this area, meaning let's call it 10 in the morning. You're figuring out MGM is up, or you either read about it. Most likely you won't be able to read about it, but you see it on a gainers losers list. So the stock is up 4 or 5%, and this is the question here: what do you do? Okay, do you stick to MGM? Look for an entry. Maybe you can find an entry, and there are entries here, or you move away from MGM. So in retrospect, obviously, this support level at the view up here in the morning session held, and since then the stock is just moving higher. So let's say for a 33 to 33.20 entry, this in this area, this is 33, and again, I'm not gonna dwell now on accurate entry points. Just want to talk about the overall concept. And again, the stock closes higher at one point $1.50, but let's say you sell the close, and this is 34.30, so anywhere between $1 and $1.20. That's the result of this trade, assuming no more than 1% of risk. So again, how do you approach these trades? First of all, you don't know anything about MGM in the pre-market because there are so many other candidates. Then you encounter the stock and you're looking at the setup and you love this VWAP support. Okay, so that's a start. Now, do you have the time to read this article? I doubt it. You need to make the decision. By the time you read the article, the stock is already here at 33.80, and now it doesn't mean necessarily that you missed on the opportunity. I'm just saying that if you start reading articles in the middle of the trading day, you're going to spend very valuable time that you need to spend on locating entry points, and I'm not sure that necessarily MGM was the best pick at 10 in the morning. Maybe there were 5 other stocks that delivered way better moves. Bottom line, why the stock moved up? The combination of the good news and buyers coming in and the technical setup. Now, was this piece of news meant or can be deciphered to 8% up close, or 5% up close, or 15% up close? I don't know if any of us can give the right number, but as traders or intraday traders, obviously what we're looking for is a low risk entry point, and there are here a couple of low risk entry points here at this level, like 33.60, but it's already kind of away from the VWAP. Then on the way here on this let's call it cup and handle or reversal, very little risk. I think after 12:30, after this move higher. It's kind of it's gone, but it's still moving higher. So can you buy it at 34.30 for 20 cents? I think it doesn't make any sense anymore. So last call here at 12.30. That's it about MGM. Again, this is one example out of many that stock that delivered great moves yesterday. Okay, I think I talked too much, and we'll have a time for one additional example. Hopefully this is going to be interesting. Let's take a look at OUST. I have another one. Maybe you look at it yourself, STNE, but let's take a look at OUST. Why OUST? Because it has an amazing daily chart. We're not going to dwell on that, but OUST, let's see what happened in OUST. Lockheed Martin, OUST shares surge on Pentagon approval of a Lidar sensor. What Lidar sensors means? That's news from 5 days ago. Ouster digital Lidar approved by Defense Department for unmanned aircraft. Okay, that's something that institutional investors that have plenty of money on their hands may want to invest to looking forward. So the news came out 4 days ago. The stock is at all-time highs. Let me show you the daily. Let me raise the view up so you can see. This is the daily. That's the news from 4 days ago. The stock jumped. I don't know if this is all-time highs or 6-month highs. It doesn't matter that much. Clearly the stock is in, look at the volume bar, huge demand, super positive news, and it's tradable. Volume is very good. The volume was 17 million shares versus 2 to 3 on average. So huge pickup in volume. Now, what happened yesterday? Let's move to the intraday chart. Okay, so that's the chart. Now, is it an easy chart to decipher? Obviously not. Not to mention that it starts running early in the morning, but here's the opportunity. This consolidation that takes out more than an hour, which means anywhere you buy anywhere between 19 and 19.20 using a very, very tight stop loss, and you can really use it, assuming there are no big spreads on this stock. I didn't see it real time. You're in luck because the stock moves from 19 area to almost 20, pulls back, and then delivers a super clean channel move and closes near 20. So even if you don't sell and let it run into the close, you're winning almost $1 on this 1%. Again, going back to the basics, 1% risk, here 4 to 5% reward. Why? Fundamentals. Why are we trading this stock? The reason why you're trading it because you see this pattern. There's no other reason to trade it, basically. So that's actually, and of course there was in retrospect this huge pickup in volume. Sorry, I don't have time to go into the third example, but you can do it yourself. STNE, read about it on Yahoo Finance, look at the chart, see how they fit together. Remember, we want to see trend and the entry opportunity. Thanks for being with us on this TCM video. Please share this video with your fellow day traders. See you in our next one.